Welcome to my channel, my dear viewers. My name is Natalia. You are on my channel, Natalia Energy of Words. Today, I want to work with you on the topic of improvement, since this is an integral part of the high vibrations that we are moving towards and raising together. That is, it is an integral property of living energy, which I taught you about earlier. That is, living energy is always improving. If you see somewhere that something is not right, that is, you see as if you are fighting with the world around you. Well, this can be in any sphere whatsoever. It turns out that you focusing on the property of the material world, which in itself, without energy, is indeed being destroyed. That is, everything is material world is always being destroyed. The world is transient, it is finite, and so on. I have already taught you this before. As for the properties of living energy, which exist beyond matter, the opposite process occurs in it. That is, everything improves. And when you begin to focus on this living energy of you, all aspects of your life begin to improve. I suggest you do this exercise now before the key exercise I will give you today, so that you can reprogram your consciousness from destructive programs to programs of continuous improvement. Before that, I want to give you this technique. You just need to refuse and stop investing anything in the states you are struggling with. Look at what you are struggling with. If you constantly see something destructive there, it means that you are in these destructive energies. This means you are on low vibrations. On low vibrations, not high vibrations. And when you refocus on the quality of living energy as improvement, continuous improvement, you refocus on high vibrations. That is, you stop focusing on it altogether and imagine that you see the world in a different light. In general, as I have already taught you, there are two parallel ways of thinking and two types of vibrations: creative and destructive. And based on this, you understand that the world you had before, with all these low vibrations and destructive thinking and all your desires that were not fulfilled cannot simply be fulfilled, because nothing positive can come from destruction. Well, you understand this yourself. So you just leave it. You tell yourself that this is my state and will not lead me anywhere. And you no longer invest anything in it. That is just step back, stop waiting. Therefore, you then move from the situation of victim to your state of creator, you understand, where you maintain your states at high vibrations. My key exercises give this effect, and you gradually rebuild yourself. I don't even know. You can imagine it as some kind of ball, something like that, in the form of this image. And in general, this ball represents a dead end. That is, wherever you go, there is a dead end in this ball. It is kind of closed, because no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you invest, it is always destructive. And in the end, you don't even have enough energy, because it drags down your vibrations when you perceive the world in such a destructive way. And you don't need that. You don't need to do that. That's it. Forget it. The relationship didn't work out. Well, fine. It didn't work out. You didn't manage to lose weight. Well, you didn't manage to lose weight. You didn't image to earn a high income. Well, leave it all in this closed dead-end sphere, a world with destructive energies, because that's how it will be here. Because it was originally built on destructive programs. That is, all your desires were created and formed from what you thought. I don't have enough income. I want to destroy this state. Get to a place where I have enough income. But it doesn't work that way, because it is based on a destructive program. And you want to improve what was previously built on destruction. And you move to another such sphere, imagine, but it has no limitations. So I don't even want to imagine it as a sphere. Well, maybe let's imagine that everything around this sphere, which you had with destructive programs, is limited and dead end. It's all the space around this sphere because there are no limitations there. You understand? This figuratively means always improvement, no limits. It's always improvement. That is, everything is always developing in progression. And here you begin to focus. Yes, I even imagined it correctly just now about such a sphere. Personally, I feel that this is with destructive programs, this sphere in which everything goes nowhere. It is closed, and everything else is around the sphere. It is infinite. In fact, it's much wider. And this is preciously the property of the living energy to which you turn, that is, to high vibrations. Here, of course, you are turning to the energies that belong to the Creator. And here, of course, it is worth turning to the source, to the Creator for help. But you are no longer turning with the complaint that you are not succeeding, that everything is bad, and that you have tried so hard, but from a state of high vibrations. That is, where you are grateful for everything you have. That is, you are not destroying it, but you are grateful. After all, you really do have a lot. Even if we take your body, your organism, it is such a unique creation. Everything works so harmoniously. Everything is so finely tuned. It is truly a miracle because you have so much built into you. And how much has been built into you by your ordinary system. The strong achievements of your ancestors who survived in such difficult conditions. Because if they hadn't survived, then you wouldn't be alive now as their descendant. And even if you stop there, you will already understand that is simply a colossal resource. Simply, yes, what you possess. It's all a property of living energy. You understand? A property of high vibrations, always improving. Yes, everything is always improving. Now you think in new way. Now you build your life from your new state, where the most important thing is simply to feel like a human being, and everything else in life is secondary. The main thing is to keep yourself at high vibrations. Here you still need to know how to do your best, how to focus as much as possible, because at high vibrations, everything at its best, maximum self-esteem, maximum realization of yourself as a man or woman, maximum realization of your destiny. Accordingly, maximum self-realization in a couple is, of course, a family. A family relationship is the highest value. That is, just thinking that your partner will sometimes meet you for fun is no longer acceptable. That is, you must be ready for this yourself. Please stick to the old way of thinking. Don't think destructively. That is, if something isn't working out and you are struggling with it, don't do that. Just forget about it completely. And these neural connections that have formed will gradually break down and new neural connections will form, where everything improves for you, because this is the property of living energy. Everything improves. And of course, now I consider the key exercise from the word improvement through a projective technique, what kind of energy movement really happens there, so that you can perform it to activate this most important property of living energy. Improvement, always improvement. Yeah, the movement is like an arc, a semicircle from right to left, from left to right in an arc, with the movements coming from the torso, more emphasis on the legs, and the same movements to the right and to the left. By the way, the exact same movement is in the phrase "I am rich," which I recorded about a month ago and published as a video short. So we see that a rich person has the energy of constant improvement. Of course, it is clear that without this, it is impossible to be rich. So we have this exercise, the key to activate of the word improvement and always improvement. You can do it in your free time, whenever you want, or you can simply watch the video as the field effect works there. You can also add this exercise to the other key exercises to activate a particular area that interests you, and always refer to this exercise when you feel you are sliding into destructive low vibrations. In order to support yourself, to improve, to raise these very vibrations in yourself. And do not forget to imagine that you have already left this world with destructive vibrations, destructive programs, and no longer invest your energy in it. As always, I wish you only high vibrations and happiness and all the best. I send you my love. Thank you for your attention. And thank you also for choosing to be on high vibrations, because it is not so easy to take yourself and rebuild. These two must be a conscious and important step, your important decision, because no one else will do it for you. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, to get the most out of it and not miss my new classes and videos. Please also like this video so that as many viewers as possible can see it. See you in the next videos. Bye bye.